Students, last class we have seen what are carbonic anhydrase inhibitors. So in this class we are going to see the examples under carbonic anhydrase inhibitors. The first one is called acetazolamide. So from the name itself we can say that it is having acetyl, that is acetyl group, and it is having one azole and also an amide. So it is having acetylamide, that is called acetamide, and that is connected to azole. So what is present in acetazolamide? It is having acetyl amido group, that is amide, and azole. So azole is having acetyl amide, that is acetamide. So what is the azole present here? This is called as thiadiazole. According to priority order, sulfur is getting higher priority. That's why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So look at this. This is called as 1, 3, 4 thiadiazole, because yes, no, that is thia, 2 aza, that's why diaza. It is a 5-membered one, so that should end with zole. So what is the name of this ring? This is called as 1,3,4 thiadiazole. So with the 1,3,4 thiadiazole, what is attached? Second position, it is having acetamide. So instead of this one we are putting hydrogen, means this should be converted to acetamide, and here in the fifth position it is having sulfonamide group, so that can also be called as sulfomoyl group. So what is the parent for acetazolamide? That is called as acetamide. In the acetamide, one H is replaced by means of thiadiazole, which thiadiazole it is? 1,3,4 thiadiazole, and the fifth position is having sulfomoyl group. So what is the parent? The parent is acetamide. So in the acetamide, the nitrogen only have this substitution. That's why N open bracket here 5 sulfomoyl. Sulfomoyl group is attached to the fifth position. That's why 5 sulfomoyl. This is 1,3,4 thiadiazole, and second position is connected with the nitrogen. That's why 2YL, and this is acetamide. So that is the chemical name. It is used in the treatment of glaucoma, drug-induced edema, heart failure-induced edema, epilepsy, and reducing intraocular pressure after surgery. So what is the heterocyclic ring present in acetazolamide? That is called as 1,3,4 thiadiazole. So with that, what is attached? Second position is having acetamide group, and fifth position it is having sulfonamide group, that is sulfomoyl group. So what is the parent for this one? That is called as acetamide. Now we'll see the synthesis of acetazolamide. For the synthesis of acetazolamide, here we are taking two molecules of ammonium thiocyanate. So NH4SCN, we are taking two molecules of ammonium thiocyanate, and that is treated with hydrazine hydrate. Already we have known what is hydrazine, NH2NH2. So with that, one molecule of water is added, that's why it is called as hydrazine hydrate. So we are taking two molecules of ammonium thiocyanate, and that one is treated with hydrazine hydrate. So here what happens, in that 4 hydrogens, 2 hydrogens would be taken, and this nitrogen also would be taken, and here from NH2 1 hydrogen would be taken, and that is eliminated as ammonia, and this water molecule also would be removed. So same as that of this, here one hydrogen, here two hydrogens, this nitrogen. So one more molecule of ammonia would be removed. So totally two molecules of ammonia plus one water molecule would be removed. So what we have now? NH2SC. So this is NH2, this one SC. So CS. NH2CS, and that one should connect with NH, because here this hydrogen, no, this hydrogen is combined with this hydrogen and this nitrogen and eliminated as ammonia. That's why to satisfy the valency of this nitrogen and this one, what happens, this NH has to connect with this carbon. That's why with the carbon NH should be added, and already we have known this NH is connected with one more NH, so that one with one more NH, and same here also. So NH2CS and this NH, so NH2CS and with this NH, so we are getting this one. Then there may be removal of one molecule of ammonia. How the ammonia would be removed? Here NH2 1 H. So this would be removed as ammonia, and so here we are having one more H, no, that is combined with sulfur. So because of that, what happens, this bond, no, that is shifted from here to here. So actually the bond is between carbon and sulfur, so that is shifted from carbon and sulfur to carbon and nitrogen. Okay, similarly this bond also would be moving, so we got this ring. So what is the name of the ring? 1,3,4 thiadiazole, and that is having NH2 here and SH here. Then we are going for acetylation. Here we can write any acetylating agent. So on acetylation, what happens? One H is removed and instead of that we are adding acetyl group COCH3. That one undergoes oxidation and chlorination. On oxidation, what happens? This SH no, that would be converted to SO2. On chlorination, that would be converted to SO2Cl. Now with that we are going for amination by means of ammonia. Here H combines with Cl and removed as HCl. That's why NH2 has to combine with SO2 and we are getting SO2 NH2, that is called acetozolamide. Once again I'll repeat that. First we are taking two molecules of ammonium thiocyanate and that one is treated with hydrogen hydrate. What happens? Here two hydrogens, this nitrogen and one hydrogen, that is removed as ammonia, and here two hydrogens, this nitrogen and this hydrogen, that is removed as ammonia, and this water molecule. So two molecules of ammonia and one water molecule would be removed, and again what happens? There may be removal of one more molecule of ammonia and the bond shifted. So we are getting this ring. It undergoes cyclization. We are getting 1,3,4-thiazole. Then on acetylation we are adding acetyl group. This undergoes oxidation and chlorination. SH will be converted to SO2Cl. Then on amination by means of ammonia, NH2 group is added in the place of Cl. So we are getting acetozolamide. Now we'll see SAR of acetozolamide. So in that, first we have known the structure of acetozolamide. What is that? It is having 1,3,4-thiazole, and second position it is having acetamide group, and fifth position it is having sulfonoyl group. In the case of acetozolamide, this sulfonamide group, no, that is important for activity. If there is any substitution in the sulfonamide group, what happens? We are getting inactive compound. So that sulfonamide group, no, that should be free. Why it should be free? Because this one is important to bind with the zinc that is present in the enzyme. So already we have seen carbonic anhydrase enzyme, no, that is having zinc. That's why it is called as a metalloenzyme. So this sulfonamide group, no, that has to bind with the zinc that is present in the enzyme. That's why it should be free. So what are the 3 points we have seen related to that sulfonamide group that is important for activity? And if there is any substitution in that, we are getting inactive compound, and that should be free. Why it should be free? Because it has to bind with the zinc that is present in the enzyme. And this ring, no, this one should be an aromatic. So that should be aromatic in nature. And here this heterocyclic sulfonamides, no, with that should have highest partition coefficient and lowest pKa value, means we are getting greatest carbonic anhydrase inhibitory activity and diuretic activity. So what about the values? The partition coefficient value should be high and the pKa value should be low. So then only we can get greatest carbonic anhydrase inhibitory activity and diuretic activity. That's all about the SAR of acetozolamide. Next drug is called as methazolamide. Look at the structure. It is also having 1,3,4-thiazole, and here third position, no, that is having extra methyl. Acetozolamide is not having methyl in third position, but this one is having methyl in third position. From the name itself we can say that methazolamide. So it is having methyl azolamide, methazolamide, and same as that of acetozolamide, it is also having acetamide, but the nitrogen of acetamide is connected with the heterocyclic ring by means of double bond. So what are the two differences? One is it is having methyl in third position and the nitrogen is connected to the heterocyclic ring by means of double bond. So what is the parent here? Same, acetamide. So what is the chemical name? With the nitrogen of acetamide only, this would be attached. That's why N open bracket 5 amino sulfomoyl 3 methyl 1,3,4 thiadiazole 2. Second position is connected with that. That's why 2 ylidine. Before that, if methyl is not there, there may be hydrogen. That's why 3H. So 2, 3H ylidine. Why it is ending with ene? Because of the presence of this double bond. So ylidine, close the bracket, and this is acetamide. So that is the chemical name of methazolamide. It is the structural analog of acetozolamide. And here one of the nitrogen, no, that is having methyl. So here it is having methyl. So what is the use of that methyl? That decreases the polarity of the compound and permits a greater penetration into the ocular fluid, where it is acting as a carbonic anhydrase inhibitor, and that is reducing intraocular pressure. It is used in the treatment of drug-induced edema caused by congestive heart failure, petit mal epilepsy, and menstrual-related epilepsy. Next drug is called dichlorphenamide, otherwise called as the dichlorphenamide. It is coming under benzene, metabenzene. So metabenzene disulfonamide. So what is the structure of this one? It is having benzene nucleus, and first position and third positions are having sulfonamide groups SO2 NH2, and fourth and fifth are having chlorines. That's why it is called as 4,5 dichloro. Both are meta to each other. That SO2 NH2 no sulfonamide groups both would be meta to each other. That's why meta benzene disulfonamide. So what is the chemical name? 4,5-dichloro meta benzene disulfonamide, that is used in the treatment of both primary and secondary glaucoma. Now we'll see the SAR of meta disulfomoyl benzene derivative. So here what is the example for meta disulfomoyl benzene? That is called as dichlorphenamide. So what is the structure of dichlorphenamide? First and third position it is having benzene, and first and third position are having SO2 NH2, and fourth and fifth are having chlorines. So here we are having that SO2 NH2 no, so both are meta to each other. That's why they are called as meta disulfomoyl benzene. So simply we are having meta disulfomoyl benzene means that is lacking diuretic activity. So if there is any substitution in meta disulfomoyl benzene means that only showing diuretic activity. Here we are having SO2 NH2 no, that sulfomoyl groups that should be unsubstituted. There should not be any substitution in sulfomoyl groups, sulfonamide groups, because that is important for activity. If they are replaced by means of similar electrophilic groups like carbonyl or carbomoyl means the potency would be increased. Here we have chlorines in fourth and fifth no, so that chlorine, instead of chlorine we have bromine or CF3 or NO2 means we are getting maximum diuretic activity. In the sixth position, we are substituting NH2 group means the diuretic activity would be increased, but the carbonic anhydrase inhibitory activity would be decreased. So that's all about carbonic anhydrase inhibitors.